So the reason why we went fast is because, man, I've been broken. And when I get on and I talk, man, I'm talking to other men who have been through that. You ever suffered a struggle trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills? Ever had child support issues or battles or custody? You'll speak from a different place. And then when you finally pull your life together and stop seeing yourself as a victim, you start giving people trophies through those scars and say you can be more. And then when you become more, you realize that you can serve better. And so if people listen, it's because we built an authentic team of people who don't pretend to be flawless. We've been broken, but we've been put back together better.
Major announcement time. Check this out. I'm so excited. March 7th through the 10th, 2024, out here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, there is an event called the Conscious Investor Growth Summit. And I will be one of the speakers at that event. I am so excited to be part of that and speaking alongside so many amazing speakers. Get ready to elevate your life at the Conscious Investor Growth Summit. Picture this: thought leaders, seasoned investors, world-class visionary entrepreneurs, all in one place, sharing their insights to transform your life. Don't miss out on the chance to build purposeful relationships and connect with like-minded people. Make sure that you secure your spot now because seats are limited. Go to consciousinvestorgrowthsummit.com. James, you're an international bestseller, speaker, coach, amputee advocate. You're a real-life Superman. You're also one of the guys behind Absolute Motivation YouTube channel, which has 1.46 million subscribers. Man, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
I'm honored to be here. Erik, one, you have the best logo since EA Sports, man.
Come on. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was definitely inspired by some EA Sports logo for sure, man. Absolutely. I like to kick the show off by going back a bit, though. Where did you grow up, and what was childhood like for you?
Well, I was born in Anderson, Indiana, and I was the only child. Being that I was a disabled child, my mom was afraid that that was going to continue or be a genetic issue. So I have no other real full siblings or anything like that. I spent all of my time in hospitals. I never walked in my life until I was 11. That was the first time I took a step on my own, and that was after my amputation.
Wow. Man, I heard you say something. I heard you say somewhere, you said, in order to become something, you have to go through something. Man, this is so true, dude. I love this. Can you deep dive into this a little bit and kind of, what is it that you had to go through after you took your first steps there at 11 years old? Like, what were those struggles you had to hit, man?
Man, for me, it was just trying to be validated as a person, as being known as the crippled kid on the porch. Kids didn't even know my name in my neighborhood because I was always recovering from surgery. I would go every 6 months and have a new surgery. And so the perseverance it took and the frustration I experienced, you have a choice. You can become the villain or you can become the superhero. The villain takes the victim mindset. The superhero becomes the inspiration for people. And I had a grandmother that told me I could be Superman. I just had to overcome the kryptonite that was my leg. And she gave no opportunity for me to have excuse. And so I decided to become something because I went through something.
Come on, man. And you actually had a really special relationship with your grandmother. You talk about, you tell the story about that in your book, where you were with her in the hospital and your mom came to give you a break and at the hospital. And then unfortunately she ended up passing there, but she just sounds like a wonderful woman there. But what kind of person was your grandma? And what was something that she taught you, that just stuck with you? Maybe that was it, what you just said there, be the Superman.
Erik, I want to tell you what's so significant about her. When I came to do this interview with you, I parked in the driveway of her home that she passed away at. I was here taking care of some things in my hometown. And whenever I'm here, I reminisce about her. I wish she could have seen the things that she spoke over my life come to fruition. I'm literally walking out what she told me I could be. Sometimes you have to have someone believe in you until you learn to believe in yourself. And when you finally see what they saw, it becomes something personal. You realize that you owe it to them to fulfill your potential.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Wow. What a blessing that she was, man. And what a cool story. I have a very close relationship with my grandma as well, man. And she'll be 89. She just turned 89 this year, man, and still running around and doing things and all over the place, man. And I don't quite get to see her quite as often anymore, but she lives in another state. But man, I think the grandma in my life is spoke and prayed over my life, man. And I wouldn't be here without her for sure either. Man, you were working in a factory and you said you had this dream that demanded you to give birth to your destiny. Tell me about this dream, man.
Man, let me tell you even better part of this. You ever been laying in bed at night and all of a sudden you can't sleep? There are all these thoughts. You got all this mental traffic and you can't get rid of it. You got everything's at a four-way stop. You got all these ideas of things that something's bothering you. I found that to be the time where God is inspiring you to do something that only you can do. Things that you would be empowered and have the will to do that no one else has done it quite like you. There have been amputees before me and there'll be many amputees after me. But there's been no one that can inspire and show people how to overcome things specifically the way I do. My dream or my purpose began to wake me up at night. And only when I started serving other people that I start to feel a sense of now I'm living. And the more that I did that, the more doors would open. You go into one room and you realize there's another door. And it's not trying to become famous. It's trying to impress upon people they can do what you do. And then they go out and tell other people about you, and you become known as the expert in your field, or you're the Jordan of your area, right?
Yeah.
And then I found out that my message went beyond amputees, but to veterans. And then went beyond veterans and working at VA hospitals to me speaking to YouTube people. And then it just, next thing I know, millions of people are listening to messages that used to be in my head when I laid in bed.
Wow. Come on, man. I love those moments when God just starts to wake you up a little bit and starts to speak life into you.
Yeah.
That's so good. Those moments, man, they're so amazing. Your book, Absolute Motivation, Battle Tested Principles for Next Level Living. I love this book. People need to go out and buy this thing. You signed this for me, which I'm so stoked about. And I love this thing, man. But like, for those who don't know, what's this journey you're taking readers on in this book? And what can they expect to get out of that?
Well, man, you're going to laugh because you're going to see the first time I decided I would join the throwing rocks at cars party. I wanted to do like every other kid, and I had a walker. And the only way I could hit cars is to get in the street right in front of the car, get them to stop so I could hit it with a rock and then get out and go. And the fact that the guy, I don't know why I thought I could get away in a walker, but he helped me up the steps, helped me to my grandmother's house so he could tell on me. And so you'll find funny stories,
Yeah.
but you'll also find stories about perseverance, overcoming not only a bad news, but life-altering news. And then finding your purpose after failing. I failed my way to success. And this is why it's battle-tested principles that can get someone to the next level. I am not unique in that I found my purpose, and then profit followed my purpose. It's a way that you can do it. It's the way anyone can, but I just happen to show the way.
Yeah, man. I love it, man. I was a guest on Dropping Bombs with Brad Lee a few years back, and he told me relationships are the new currency. And you talk about the importance of relationships and being authentic. And I love this about you. Like, how important is it for folks to be authentic, and how can they really grow in relationships with folks that they're really trying to build that up with?
Man, you know what I found? There was a comment I heard. Delay asking as long as possible when you meet people of influence. But build a relationship, find common ground, talk on that level without a hidden agenda. Like, hey man, this guy's got enough money, he could fund my business. If only he could hear me out, I could. Let them find out who you authentically are, because revenue will follow relationships.
Yeah.
You'll find if they have the right relationship with you, they'll do anything with you because your name has weight.
Mhm.
Example, here's what relationships will do. Haven't asked anyone for anything. I've gone in and I've just been me. As a result of it, different people have connected with me and we built relationships. We talk. They ask me to do favors for them. They have a friend that needs encouragement. They may have a son that's going through a situation, threatening suicide or whatever. And I step in and I'll fly wherever they are. No one pays for me to come. I show up, I speak life into them and really help them. But here's something that changes. When I got word there was a lady dying, she had 90 days to live at best with cancer.
Mhm.
There's no way of changing things. She's deteriorating fast. She has 3 children, and all she wants to do is raise enough money to pay for her own funeral, $15,000. I had a person call me up, and I talked to the lady. I met the kids online, and I knew the person who connected me had already verified the person. I stood up and I mentioned that I wanted us to help this lady. She had $990 in the account of the GoFundMe. When I finished speaking, we ended up giving her $674,000 to take care of her children long after her death.
Wow.
Relationship is revenue.
Yeah.
They will give to what matters to you if you matter to them.
Man, what an amazing testimony right there of just proving the point, man. I mean, what a blessing that was to their family. I love that about you, man. That's so cool that you were able to do that and have that opportunity to bless them, man. Hey, this is a quick shout out from one of our awesome sponsors. Check this out. Thank you to Tracy down at Tranquil Turtle Massage in downtown Coeur d'Alene. Look, my wife and I, we see Tracy and her team every single month for couples massage, and it is the best thing. Tracy is a master massage specialist and a Hanu Ashiatsu trainer. You need to reach out to Tracy and her team. Make sure that you tell them that I sent you, and you'll get $25 off your next massage. Also, while you're there, check out CDA Brows, Body, and Ink. Make sure to tell Tracy that I sent you, and you'll save $100 on your next tattoo brows and plasma tightening services. Man, so good. I want to jump into your YouTube channel here though, real quick. You have probably one of the fastest growing YouTube channels out there, Absolute Motivation. How did you get involved with this channel, man? And why do you think this channel is growing as fast as it is?
I got a great question for you. I got involved just because I would listen to motivational tapes while I worked at the factory.
Yeah.
And after a while, some of the guys were saying the same things over and over again. But each time they said it with less emotion. They said it with less purpose. It began the rote thing. If you heard them speak in one city, went to the next city, same speech, same pause, same joke, same thing. And then it just, whether they were energetic that night because of the size of the crowd or not, was the only thing that would determine if there was something mentioned. They were just, the more I listened to it, I saw that there was something. I saw a place that was different, that my voice was different, that my thoughts were somewhat different. Because pain that you go through shapes you differently.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started speaking, and it was one little clip at night. I shared it, and then the guys who owned Absolute Motivation reached out to me. It was small. No one knew of it really. But they were like, can we buy 19 seconds of your speech you posted on your Instagram? And I said, nah, just go ahead and record it for you so you can. So they did. 940,000 people ended up viewing my little clip.
Wow.
Next thing I know, they were like, can you do a longer one? Sure, do it. 1,000,000 people, 1,200,000. But it goes viral, some of them, but we started getting views. So we're under, I think Tony Robbins in March of this year had 64 million views in March. We were a little under Tony at the time. Right now, if you pull up the site, we're 129 million views, almost 130 million.
Wow.
Now, he has 65 million views today. That means that since March, he's grown 2 million views, or under 2 million, about 1 million. We've grown by almost 70 million. So the reason why we went fast is because, man, I've been broken. And when I get on and I talk, and I'm talking to other men who have been through that. You ever suffered a struggle trying to figure out how you're going to pay your bills? Ever had child support issues or battles or custody? You'll speak from a different place. And then when you finally pull your life together and stop seeing yourself as a victim, you start giving people trophies through those scars and say you can be more. And then when you become more, you realize that you can serve better. And so if people listen, it's because we built an authentic team of people who don't pretend to be flawless. We've been broken, but we've been put back together better.
Man, come on. So good, dude. Oh, I love this, man. It's so awesome. Your message to the world, James, is so moving. And I came from the broken home. I came from the addictions, and I've been in jail and bankrupt and all of that stuff, man. And I came across Absolute Motivation before I was introduced to you from our good friend Kelly Cardenas. And
Wow.
What an amazing journey and a circle it's been to come back and chat with you directly, man. And we have a lot of mutual friends, and Greg Reed, who wrote the foreword to your book there, man. And just that circle of people are just truly amazing there. From your perspective, like right now, today, though, what is your message to the world?
Well, it's something you said I got to jump on for a second there.
Yeah.
Erik, you mentioned Kelly Cardenas. When I met Kelly, I got to tell you this amazing story. I've never shared this with anyone. I grew up, man, I used to see movies with Jesus depicted. And so when I met Kelly, I thought I saw if Jesus had a meth problem, he'd look like him. No, I'm joking. I saw him, and I said, if Jesus needs to go to rehab. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's Kelly. I was like, oh, my goodness, I'm so glad because he looks bad. No. Kelly is a wonderful guy. When I first saw him, I thought he was just an ugly blonde. And then he as I've learned to know, he's got a beautiful heart, even though he's not good looking.
Yeah.
And but we've worked together so much, man. He is truly my friend, my brother, and man, he really empowers people with proximity, and so it empowered me with it. And so people who I've met along the way that had a similar passion for helping people, I made them a part of Absolute Motivation. I began to grab speakers. And I built the whole team. You go to the website or go to the YouTube channel, you'll see a banner of people.
Yep.
All of them are people I've met through Kelly along the way that have a burden for people, passion, and they're authentic. Most people haven't heard of them, but they will now. Man, I'm looking to build a whole platform. So you ask a message for people, it is that you can, if you ever face the things that you're challenged with, one day they'll turn around and have to face you. And instead of you being filled with fear, you'll be filled with the idea and confidence that I've overcome everything that I've faced in my life so far, and this will be no different. And those type of victorious people end up helping other people find victory as well. If you got that voice, I'm looking to work with you.
Yeah, come on. I love that, man. Love that. I've done over 500 or close to 500 podcasts now. And man, I got to tell you, you're definitely one of my favorite guests that have just come on so authentically and just being able to speak so much life into not only myself, but the listeners of this show, man. And so I appreciate you taking the time. I like to finish the show with a fun question. I'm a big music guy, so I love to ask a question like, what's a favorite band for you or favorite type of music do you like to listen to?
Man, I got to go back to old school. This is before you're a very young man. You got movie star looks and all that there. But me, man, I grew up in the hood, man, and I used to love listening to Rakim. If
Okay,
you don't know who Rakim, it was Eric B. and Rakim, paid in full.
come on.
Man, I could still do those, even though that's old school rap. Those lyrics, man, used to have purpose. It wasn't just about killing people, selling drugs and stuff. And so, yeah, I'm still an old school rap guy.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah, I grew up in mostly rock head, metalhead, but then I worked for Universal Records in my early
Metallica?
20s.
Are you
What's
saying
that?
you know something about Aerosmith, Metallica?
Oh yeah, I've seen both of them multiple times, man.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I've seen drunk Metallica and I've seen sober Metallica. I got to say, drunk Metallica played better.
yeah, that's good stuff, man.
For sure. Oh man, James, thank you so much for your time, man. Today, you're an absolute world changer. I so appreciate you taking time out of your day, and man, just sharing your story and transparency and being authentic with people, man. You're an amazing man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Eric, let me say this to you. You're a difference maker. And what I love about you, man, is that you put your heart and soul into this. This may be over 500 episodes, but you still do it like it's your very first one. The same passion. Thank you for having me on. Thank you for being you.
Thank you so much for checking out the show today. I really appreciate it. I hope that my guest was able to bring you some amazing wisdom and knowledge to help you continue to fight for your goals, your dreams, and your purpose. If you could do me one big favor and just hit that subscribe button, I would so appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time. Keep changing the world. I believe in you. Have an amazing day.